Picture this. Tiger, a skilled spy with a strong moral compass, he is forced to become a mindless killing machine under the command of his superior. Will Tiger become a circus animal or will he become a free jungle beast? Join me as we reimagine the thrilling story of Ekta Tiger and uncover Tiger's fate.
ये कहानी है टाइगर की।
This movie is an ambitious project with a huge world-building potential. Under the banner of YRF, it has laid the foundation for a juggernaut in the Indian film industry known as the spy universe. It is a matter of pride that an Indian film studio is not afraid to experiment and develop shared stories where events in one film have an impact in the others. Very much like the successful Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm always angry.
Or the various Arrowverse TV shows.
For 5 years, I was stranded on an island with only one goal: survive.
Oliver Queen is alive.
Or even the recent Star Wars Mandalorian TV shows. But then why are our films lacking in terms of quality? Whether it is the story or the action, our spy universe feels a bit off when compared to the international counterparts. To answer that question, we will have to reimagine our stories with a bit more nuance and a bit more depth. For the very same reason, I have created this series. In the first video, I have broken down Ekta Tiger to point out what keeps it from becoming an absolute masterpiece. If you have not watched it yet, I recommend you go through that first. It will improve your taste for the reimagined story I am about to tell you. But before I share my thoughts on this project, I want to clarify that I am not a professional movie critic nor someone who can pass judgment on the cast and crew for their ambitious undertaking. As a fan, I simply want to highlight some areas of improvement that could help make this property a lasting cornerstone in Indian cinema. I want to express my opinions with utmost respect for the director, the producer, and all the talented individuals involved in this project. If you share my idea of just nerding out on these movies and characters, why not subscribe to aadesh66? I try to reimagine Indian stories so that they become better and provide a feedback to the larger players. I will try to include most of the points that I have covered in the first part of this video. So let's begin. Tiger in the original story has been working for more than a decade as a spy on behalf of the Indian agency RAW. He is known to go on missions non-stop. He doesn't have a family, or at least the film doesn't provide much about them. All of this doesn't need to change. In the agency RAW, Tiger is a member of a kill squad. Their primary job is to work as shadow assassins for the agency and kill targets that pose immediate threat to the national security. But Tiger has a moral code to follow: never hurt innocents by double checking his targets. Yet, Tiger's immediate handler, Gopi, is a happy trigger person. He has no regard for human lives in the chase of his mission and even enjoys doing his job brutally. The relation between Tiger and Gopi is complex. They are good friends out of work, but lately they have had some issues with each other. Gopi doesn't care about the collateral damage they cause, while Tiger cares deeply about his actions on the field. In this reimagined story, we can open the film with such a mission. This time, they have intel that one of their own has sold out to foreign entities. The mission is simple: kill the guy and escape, like ghosts. The curveball here is, the person has brought his own son with him. Now as Tiger follows his code, he will try to keep the child out of harm. But a firefight occurs, and in the ensuing chaos, Gopi, equipped with a high caliber gun, shoots the guy through the kid's shoulder. The camera then pans out and it is revealed that Tiger was just moments away before he could remove the child out and kill the guy with stealth. We see as Tiger watches the kid die in front of his eyes. At the headquarters, their in charge, played by Girish Karnad, he is happy. He commends Gopi for the mission, but turns a blind eye when Tiger reports the collateral. All of the events have a deep impact on Tiger. He decides to take a few days off. Like the original story, as the opening chase ends, we enter a brief calm, where Tiger's life beyond his job is explored. We do the same in the reimagined version, but now Tiger has a moral conflict within himself. We then see Gopi inform Tiger about their next target, an Indian scientist living in UK, like the original, but he is developing advanced defense system for Indian army. They have an intel that his life is in danger and they need to eliminate the threat. What does Gopi plan? Play the scientist as bait and wait for the hitman. They camp out of scientist's location and keep an active watch on him. Here they come to know that Zoya is the scientist's caretaker. After all this is established, the film now can follow the original story beat, where Tiger has to woo Zoya so that she can lead him closer to the scientist. We will keep the cheesiness to a lower level, but you get the idea. After keeping an eye on him for weeks and trying to get closer to the scientist, they are successful in defusing a remote operated bomb in the scientist's car. The funny part is, the scientist does not even know that there is a bomb, and these two guys have to go through hell to defuse the situation. This is an obvious reference to the movie Speed. While gathering evidence and going through all of them, Gopi then finds out that Zoya had a part in the attack. So with a smile on his face, he gets ready to eliminate her. Tiger, however, is unconvinced and decides to stop Gopi. The twist is that Tiger is wrong and Zoya did have a part. She was trying to save the scientist. She is an ISI agent and has been planted to kill the scientist as well as steal his research. She has been on this mission for months, longer than Tiger and Gopi. But as it turns out, the defense research is a ruse. The actual research is to create biological weapons of mass destruction. Zoya's agency, ISI, found it early and decided to let the scientists complete the project. They will then just kill the scientist to erase the evidence and steal the data. Now I would like to add some commentary. Unlike the original story, Zoya has her own free agency here and she decides to steal the data, but not to share it with anyone. She feels that no nation should have such a weapon. This obviously doesn't sit well with ISI, and after the botched bombing, even the ISI want to kill Zoya. Hence, Zoya is an independent person in this version of the story, but Raw and ISI both on her tail. The ground beneath her is shrinking and she will not survive for long. Now getting back to Tiger, partly because of the dilemma in his mind that has been going on since the child's death and also the brief attachment he has formed with Zoya in the past couple of months, Tiger decides to run away with her. Now this might seem like a stretch, but I'm trying to follow a lot of the original story beats, but still introduce layered elements. This way the characters can breathe. Tiger is basically a killer, but he has issues with himself now. Zoya has also similar issues with weapons of mass destruction and her alignments to her country. And this time, Tiger follows Zoya, unlike the original where it was Tiger at the helm. Meanwhile, Gopi is more than a third fiddle. He is an accomplished soldier, maybe even better than Tiger, but he has no moral conscience. He can even kill one of his own if it means to accomplish a mission. I have taken liberty to draw comparisons between Kisame Hoshigaki and Gopi. Not necessarily the exact same storyline, but the creepiness and the deathly vibes, they are definitely the same. Kisame Hoshigaki is someone who has seen beyond the normal rules of his ninja world. In the series Naruto Shippuden, Kisame Hoshigaki is the part of the terrorist organization known as Akatsuki. I do feel that Girish Karnad's character will take a backseat by this enhancement in the character of Gopi, but the layered and complex relation between Tiger and Gopi would make up for it. Coming back to the story, after Tiger and Zoya have decided to steal the data and just run away from both of their agencies, Gopi tracks both of them with the help of resources from RAW as well as ISI. He makes an off-the-book deal with ISI that some of the research data will be shared between the nations, but they will hunt Zoya and Tiger together. This may feel like a plot convenience more than anything, but I'm sure that for a primary story outline, it is good enough. A professional movie production has a whole group of writers working on the same project, so I feel that any plot conveniences or narrative problems, they can be fixed in a professional environment. Again, coming to the story, after Tiger and Zoya have been on the run for what feels like an eternity, they have tried to hide in most countries of the world, but Gopi somehow finds them and they are not able to run away further, and we reach here the climax. In the climax, a huge action chase occurs. At the end, Zoya gets shot and falls unconscious, but Tiger engages Gopi in a fist fight. The brawl is on equal capacity, but Tiger, like his name suggests, pulls off a huge feat of strength to subdue Gopi. This is an obvious reference where John Abraham has lifted the Pulsar bike and Captain America has held the helicopter with both of his arms. So when I talk about a huge feat of strength, I do not mean that it goes to the superhuman level, but yeah, for a normal human, for a normal soldier, it should be more than enough to break human limits. Another commentary I want to add here, by this feat of strength, is that I don't want to show Tiger as a macho man. I want to show that he is a normal human being with normal human capacities, but when it matters the most, his mental strength is more than enough to push him beyond his physical limit. So even if Gopi is a better soldier than Tiger when it comes to action, the mental strength does play an important part. It basically liberates Tiger and makes him go Super Saiyan mode. After the whole fight, Gopi is basically incapacitated. He is still alive and still breathing and still conscious, but he is not able to engage Tiger further in combat. So Tiger understands this and then proceeds not to kill Gopi but picks up Zoya and leaves. As Tiger and Zoya are leaving, Gopi laughs and says, भाग भाग के जाएगा कहाँ? इसके तो अपने लोग ही इसको मारना चाहते हैं और तेरा नाम मेरे हिट लिस्ट में है ही. कहीं भी छुप जा, मारा जाएगा साले. Tiger then stops, turns around, puts Zoya down, walks up to Gopi and simply says, मैं अब तेरे इशारों पे नहीं नाचता. और रही बात भागने की, जिसको भेजना है भेज. मेरा नाम टाइगर है और तू तो दोस्त था. तेरा ये हाल कर सकता हूँ तो सोच ले दूसरों का क्या करूंगा. While Tiger is saying this, we see Gopi's face go pale from fear. The commentary I want to add here is that these dialogues, they may seem very cheesy and they may seem easy when compared to other films. But the thing is, I'm not a professional writer, and I feel if there is a professional writers group working on the project, they can definitely bring out something more. They can definitely create something better. Also, I feel like the original did lack the simple play on the name of Tiger and did not use it for character development. Like in the beginning, Tiger is like a circus animal who is ordered to kill and he pulls the trigger. But now he is a free jungle beast, ready to survive with his new companion who shares his beliefs. The basic idea is Tiger is liberated from his limitations. Yes, in his job and in his life at the agency, he did make necessary changes to the society, but at what cost? So now he is free from those shackles. He is free and he can do whatever he wants. The original story's timeline was also shorter and things escalated on a whim. I would like to change that. Complex emotions like love, loyalty, friendship, and these all take certain time to grow. I have just taken that idea and stretched the timeline of the movie to months or even years rather than a couple of weeks. This way the story can be believable too. We see each character learn, grow, face the conflict, and while some decide to evolve, some do not. And this is where each character's motivations get cleared. The story that I have reimagined may not be Oscar worthy. Hell, it may be only good on paper. But the thing is, I enjoy these movies. A lot of the cast and crew from Ekta Tiger are from my nation and they have created this film. And I simply want to pay my respects to them while also trying to create something different. I hope I have not disrespected anyone by my analysis and the story has also gotten better. I would be really happy to listen from you guys. What are your thoughts on this reimagination of Ekta Tiger? If you enjoyed the story building exercise, hit the like button and subscribe so that I create more of these reimaginations only for you guys. This is the second video on my channel and I wish to go ahead in this YouTube journey. I am grateful for my family and friends for their support. Once again, hit the subscribe button so that I am able to bring more reimagined stories just for you guys. Until then, stay safe and take care.